Welcome to Obrixen, the space where history's strangest artifacts refuse to sit quietly in museum glass.
And where we poke them, gently, or not so gently, until they give up a secret or two.
I'm Jasper.
I'm Luna, and today we're diving into the Antikythera Mechanism, the so-called world's first analog computer, the cosmic clock. The bronze puzzle raised from a Roman-era shipwreck like a time capsule nobody knew how to read.
If you appreciate deep, source-driven analysis infused with disciplined curiosity, like, subscribe, and tap the bell. It keeps episodes like this alive.
Also, it appeases the algorithm's spirits. They demand engagement. Feed them.
We do not worship algorithms.
Speak for yourself, historian.
Subject. Was the Antikythera Mechanism a singular genius object, a technological comet, or the visible fragment of a broader, now lost Hellenistic tradition of precision-geared astronomy?
Translation. Was this a one-off marvel or the tip of an iceberg of ancient nerd culture?
Let's anchor the timeline first. Discovery. Easter week 1900 to 1901. Sponge divers from Simi, seeking shelter from a storm near the Greek island of Antikythera, descend and find a Roman-era wreck, cargo dated roughly 70 to 60 BCE by associated ceramics and luxury objects.
Among statues, marble limbs, corroded bronze, the usual sunken treasure aesthetic.
Until 1902, when archaeologist Valerios Stais, examining encrusted lumps in the National Archaeological Museum in Athens, notices embedded toothed wheels inside a greenish concretion, a gear. Impossible, some thought, for that era in such complexity.
A gear with finesse. Not a crude watermill cog, but fine-toothed bronze components. Little mechanical whispers saying, "We computed the heavens before steel lathes were a thing."
Radiographic studies decades later, first X-ray imaging mid-20th century, more advanced CT in the early 2000s, revealed an internal forest. Interlocking gear trains, pointers, dial scales, inscriptions. Approximately 30 surviving gear wheels, perhaps 37 to 40 originally. Module variations indicating precision hand tooling.
Let's list what it actually did, because people hear ancient computer and imagine Hellenistic Wi-Fi.
Functions based on inscriptions, gearing ratios, and reconstructed models. 1. Solar and lunar position prediction relative to the zodiac. 2. Lunar phase display, including a differential gear modeling the lunar anomaly, elliptical orbit irregularity. 3. Prediction of eclipses, solar and lunar, via Saros and Exeligmos cycle inscriptions. 4. Possibly the timing of Pan-Hellenic games, including the Olympiad cycle. 5. A Metonic calendar, 19-year lunisolar synchronization cycle. 6. A Calippic cycle refinement, 76 years. 7. A 223-month Saros dial for eclipse recurrence. 8. An Exeligmos dial, triple Saros, to correct for timing drifts.
That's not a pretty toy. That is a curated astronomical worldview embodied in bronze. It compresses the sky into gears.
Bronze, yes. Copper-tin alloy. And scarcity matters. Bronze was expensive. Complex gear cutting implies either specialized workshops or patronage by elites.
So, was this a philosopher's showpiece? A navigational device? A pedagogical model? A votive offering? A rich collector's flex?
Most mainstream scholarship leans toward an educational or demonstrational astronomical calculator, not direct navigation. Sea navigation then relied more on experience, wind, currents, coastline recognition. The mechanism tracks celestial cycles conceptually. It doesn't output latitude.
So no ancient GPS. Got it.
Unless you consider pre-computed eclipse cycles a cosmic scheduling app.
Let's talk inscriptions, because writing on the mechanism's plates is like the user manual fused to the device.
Indeed, Recent multispectral imaging and high-resolution CT scanning projects produced refined readings of previously illegible Greek text fragments, around 2,000 characters or more. They include parapegma-like star calendar references, rising/setting of stars, instructions referencing cycles, Saros count, games, explanatory labels for each dial pointer.
It even told the user, set date here, observe pointer there, get eclipse prediction, with descriptive notes like an analog tooltip.
A 2021 interpretive model from a University College London research group proposed the front panel reconstructed arrangement, a complex ingrained epicyclic arrangement to display planetary motions. Though the physical planetary gearing evidence is fragmentary, there's scholarly debate as to whether all 5 known classical naked-eye planets were mechanically represented, or whether only sun, moon, eclipses, and calendar cycles were fully implemented.
So, confirmed planetary simulation or modern wishful retrofitting?
Partial evidence. Inscriptions reference planetary periods, synodic cycles, but surviving gears unambiguously supporting all 5 planetary trains aren't complete. So, plausible intention, not definitively proven across all planets.
Humans. If text hints at it, we assume the whole solar system was inside.
That's why methodological restraint matters.
I provide the sparks, you build the fire ring. Teamwork.
Provenance context. The wreck contained luxury goods, bronze statues, glassware, fine ceramics. Possibly a cargo of looted art or curated collection moving westward toward Rome during the late Republic's appetite for Greek culture.
So the mechanism might have been packaged with intellectual trophies, a portable cosmos to impress Roman elites.
Now the central question: singular genius versus tradition. You cannot spontaneously create a device with compound gearing, differential calculation, and multi-cycle astronomical encoding without antecedent craft knowledge.
Counterpoint, maybe you can. A prodigy workshop, a once-in-a-century mechanical savant channeling decades of observational data into a one-shot artifact.
To produce fine, involute-like, or at least consistently profiled gear teeth, you need gear ratio planning, layout schemata, tooling familiarity, sawing, filing, pinning, bushing, clearances, and end-shake control. That implies iterative practice, hidden tradition more likely than a solitary explosion.
But where are the siblings? Where's mechanism number 2? Number 17? Museum basements? Dissolved in the Mediterranean?
Organic absence bias. Bronze was routinely recycled. Shipwreck accidents preserve anomalies. Inland devices could have been melted for weaponry or repurposed. Survival is pathological, not representative.
The silence of the archaeological record might be noise, destructive processes selecting what we get to see.
Precedents. Hellenistic gear use appears in references by writers like Hero of Alexandria, 1st century CE, describing automatons and devices employing gearing, and earlier treatises referencing mechanical planetary spheres, such as Archimedes' lost sphere credited by Cicero, which reportedly modeled celestial motions.
Cicero described an Archimedean device where you turned a crank and planetary positions moved. That's conceptual lineage.
Precisely. Literary testimony plus the Antikythera physical specimen triangulate a tradition of mechanized cosmology. Not every intellectual artifact survived physically. Textual echo plus one artifact justify inferring a continuum.
Let me pitch a possibility. The mechanism wasn't rare conceptually, but extreme in integration. Like having all premium modules bundled. Calendar plus eclipses plus games plus lunar anomaly. Deluxe edition.
An aggregation hypothesis. Individual submechanisms may have existed specialized, consolidated here for a discerning owner.
Owner profile?
Candidate archetypes. 1. Educated Greek tutor transporting demonstrative equipment to a Roman patron. 2. A wealthy collector's cabinet object, intellectual prestige artifact. 3. A philosophical school instrument, temporarily in transit. 4. Looted scholarly property en route after conflict or appropriation.
Wildcard. An astronomer-engineer hybrid developing an improved generation for patronage leverage, like, fund me, I mechanize the heavens for you.
Not impossible. Patronage economies incentivized modular intellectual showpieces.
Okay, mechanics. Differential gear. Explain like I'm marginally learned but whimsical.
A differential gear allows the combination of angular velocities to produce a new motion reflecting an anomaly. For lunar anomaly, the moon's mean motion versus its variable speed along an elliptical path. The mechanism uses a pin-and-slot epicyclic gear train, not a car differential per se, to vary the apparent speed of a pointer. As the engaged pin traces a slot, the output oscillates, simulating lunar velocity changes.
That sophistication didn't reappear, some argue, until medieval astronomical clocks over a millennium later.
That's the often cited narrative. Mechanical complexity lost in late antiquity, revived in Islamic Golden Age innovations and later European clockmaking. The mechanism becomes a poignant marker, a technological thread severed.
But is lost too dramatic? Or did knowledge partially diffuse into Byzantine, Near Eastern, and later Islamic instrument traditions in intangible, concept-level ways?
Hard evidence of direct transmission is sparse. However, Islamic astronomers advanced geared astrolabes and observational instruments. Conceptual mathematical astronomy matured independently of direct mechanical inheritance. Intercultural scholarly translation networks, Greek, Syriac, Arabic, Latin, retained textual astronomy more than artisanal mechanical recipes.
Meaning equations survived better than workshop muscle memory.
Craft secrets underwrite complexity. Absent continuous fabrication, tacit know-how decays faster than manuscripts.
That's kind of tragic. The quiet death of an unnamed machinist lineage.
Or simply the expected attrition in a world where metals are melted, manuals perish, and natural disasters reset archives.
Let's interrogate function again. Could it have been astrological rather than purely scientific? Eclipses were ominous. Games calendars had civic meaning. Maybe fortune interpretation played a role.
Greek astronomy straddled empirical observation and cultural meaning. Predictive cycles had both scientific and social uses. Astrology, in late Hellenistic contexts, was emerging as a more systematized interpretive practice. The mechanism's inscriptions emphasize cycles, not augural instructions. Lean, didactic astronomy over divinatory apparatus.
So, still a cosmic teaching machine, not a horoscope gadget.
With societal prestige value, mastery of celestial cycles projected intellectual authority.
Let's question preservation bias again. If this ship hadn't sunk, would we still assume the Greeks never built mechanical computers?
Without it, conjectures about Archimedean spheres would remain intangible. The mechanism provides physical corroboration, convertible to gear ratios, tolerances, inscription paleography. A data anchor.
And maybe there are other fragments lying miscatalogued as corroded bronze lumps in storerooms.
Several scholars have urged systematic re-imaging of unremarked concretions in maritime collections.
That's the archaeology equivalent of check your attic for lost first editions.
Albeit with X-ray tomography rather than flipping pages.
Social angle. The mechanism embodies collaborative layers. Astronomers, mathematicians, artisans. Did one person understand all of it?
Possibly an integrative mind oversaw final assembly, but division of labor probable. Designer of astronomical schema, gear cutters, engraver for inscriptions, case fabricator aligning plates.
A composite intelligence, like modern open source, except bronze and secrecy.
Limitations. Surviving fragments obscure. Exact total gear count. Whether planetary pointers were fully realized. Full front panel iconographic layout. whether a protective casing door carried more star calendar data.
And yet, from 30-ish gears, we reconstruct a cosmos. That's the audacity of interpretation.
Which obliges discipline. Over-extrapolation risks retrofitting modern computational metaphors onto ancient design intent.
You dislike computer label?
It's a legitimate analog computing device. It transforms input, date/rotation, into predictive outputs via deterministic mechanical functions. The term is defensible if we clarify analog predication of astronomical periodicities, not general-purpose computation.
Not a Hellenistic laptop.
Battery life would have been excellent.
Okay, material culture moment. Bronze gear wear patterns. What do they tell us? Was it used heavily or lightly?
Corrosion complicates micro-wear assessment. Some reconstructions suggest limited long-term abrasion, perhaps not a daily use device. Maybe ceremonially or academically demonstrated.
Occasional cosmic show and tell. Gather, students. We crank the heavens now.
Plausible.
The Pan-Hellenic game style fascinates me. Embedding sporting festival cycles with eclipses, linking human time and cosmic time. Identity building through mechanical calendrics.
Interweaving cyclical civic rhythms with celestial phenomena reinforces cultural synchronization, time discipline, memory scaffolding, shared horizon.
Time as social glue.
And as power. Those who predict eclipses wield interpretive authority.
Authority encoded in brass teeth.
Debates persist. Was Rhodes the origin? Some inscriptions' lettering style and the island's reputation for astronomy and engineering, notably Hipparchus connections, support a Rhodian workshop hypothesis.
Hipparchus! He refined lunar theories and star catalogs. If his parameter values match gearing ratios?
Some reconstructions align lunar anomaly modeling with Hipparchian parameters. Not definitive, but consistent inspiration.
So, design lineage, Babylonian observational math, Greek theoretical refinements, mechanical embodiment.
A transcultural mathematical sedimentation culminating in tangible gear logic.
Let me push. If this was not unique, why no manual tradition? Why no compiled treatise on gear ratios for celestial prediction?
Craft secrecy? Limited audience? Perhaps oral transmission within small philosophical mechanical circles? Intellectual property had reputational currency. Plus, texts perish. Bronzes melt.
History loses more than it keeps. Our sample is cosmic crumbs.
Which invites humility, not romantic lamentation alone.
Still, I want a cache discovery. Room of mechanisms beneath volcanic ash.
Archaeologists share the sentiment.
Ethical angle. Modern sensational headlines. Ancient Greek computer shocks science. Do they distort understanding?
They elliptically emphasize discontinuity over continuity. Sensationalism obscures incremental craft traditions and cross-cultural knowledge exchange.
So, instead of aliens gave them clock, we say skilled humans iterated patiently.
Precisely.
The device becomes a mirror. We project what we crave. Lost golden ages, hidden geniuses, secret lineages.
Yet its real achievement, encoding cyclical celestial models into manageable mechanical operations, is fully awe-worthy without myth inflation.
Could future reinterpretation shrink its significance? Like, if another dozen are found, will we yawn?
Abundance would contextualize, not trivialize. It would shift narrative from singular marvel to recognized industry of knowledge objects.
Industry might be strong, but I'd buy micro-tradition.
Accepted.
Let's talk failure modes. Did gears slip? Backlash? Torsional drift?
Reconstructed prototypes show cumulative tolerance stacking, minor pointer deviations over cycles. Non-hardened bronze teeth plus manual input torque irregularities could induce error, but for pedagogical visual prediction, acceptable.
So accuracy was enough for conceptual validation, not naval artillery targeting.
Naval artillery in 60 BCE would have been rudimentary.
Point taken.
Summarize core inference chains. Artifact complexity plus inscriptions referencing cycles. Deliberate astronomical calculator. Gearing sophistication plus literary accounts of earlier mechanized spheres. Tradition rather than isolated miracle. Lack of numerous survivors explained by taphonomy and recycling economics, not necessary uniqueness. Unresolved planetary gear completeness, open interpretive zone. Caution required.
And emotional resonance. A silent bronze brain telling us intellectual ambition is not linear. It surges, fractals out, collapses, resurfaces under new hands.
Well stated.
Jasper, you must choose. Singular prodigy or networked tradition. Forced binary. Go.
Networked tradition with local peaks of integrative genius.
I choose a dramatic synthesis. A brilliant integrator standing atop a scaffolding of unsung workshops. Hero narratives need supporting casts.
Then we converge.
To everyone listening, the Antikythera Mechanism isn't magical. It's human. Which is better. It means our species has repeatedly reached for the cosmos with whatever materials we had.
And repeatedly risked that knowledge to entropy, conflict, neglect.
So maybe the real mechanism we need to preserve is continuity. Documenting, teaching, sharing, so insights don't corrode like bronze in salt water.
On that note, if this exploration deepened your understanding, like, subscribe, and tap the bell. It keeps rigorous, source-critical storytelling viable.
Drop a comment. Do you think there were dozens more? Or was this the Platinum Collector's Edition of Hellenistic astronomy?
This is Obrixen, interrogating the past without surrendering to myth.
Hold on to your wonder, and aim it responsibly.
Until next time.
Take care, and look up.